Tonight on the South Today, fashion fans and creative designers make their way to Dunedin ahead of the city's ID fashion show. A leukemia blood cancer survivor takes an icy plunge with mates, raising money for a charity close to his heart. And an abandoned mining town on the west coast is getting a new lease on life as the star of a new documentary. Kia ora, good evening. I'm Hannah Wilkins. ID Fashion Week is underway in Dunedin with guests and visitors welcomed last night at a launch event. Designers from across the world have ventured south to see their creations showcased on the extra-long catwalk, with the fashion show making a return to its iconic venue.
Judges, designers and sponsors gathering on Wednesday night to celebrate the start of ID Dunedin Fashion Week. A schedule filled with clothing collections, gin tastings and fabric sales have encouraged fashion fanatics to flock to the city, and after tough times through COVID-19, the full return of the ID fashion show is ready to welcome back audiences to the popular location at the railway station.
Not only are people delighted that ID is back, but they're delighted that it's back at the railway station.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm so excited about it. Yeah, it's going to be fantastic.
ID Dunedin Fashion Week brings together designers from all over the world, allowing them to enjoy the local fashion and the southern city.
It's the landscape, it's the architecture, it's the people. I don't know, there's something about Dunedin that kind of is like nowhere else.
This year's show will see the professional show and the emerging designers showcase combined into one big event. One up-and-coming designer's made her way from France, hoping to take home the top prize to help kickstart her career.
And of course I could take the money to focus more on my work and invest into my work. That would be super nice.
The new format proving popular, with a Saturday night show at the railway station selling out quickly. An extra show was added for Friday night, giving models 2 nights to strut their stuff along the country's longest catwalk. In Dunedin, the South Today.
A Dunedin bar was left seriously damaged after a car smash in the early hours of this morning. The car ploughed into this music venue alongside the Dog with Two Tails bar in Upper Moray Place around 2:30 this morning. Dunedin police confirmed a passenger was seriously injured in the crash, while the driver of the vehicle fled the scene on foot. A police dog team was called in to pursue the individual, with the injured driver eventually found hiding on a roof nearby and arrested. Police say the suspect is likely to face a charge of dangerous driving. Greymouth man Josh Coman stripped off last night, along with dozens of supporters, to take the plunge into a large freezing ice bath in Christchurch. Coman managed to set a new unofficial New Zealand record of 21 minutes, while raising more than $85,000 for the charity that helped save his life.
Sitting in a bath of ice-cold water is Greymouth man Josh Coman's idea of a good time. The cancer survivor was doing the challenge for a good cause, to raise awareness and funds for Ranui House.
Thank you everyone, thank you so much for being here.
That's where he and his family stayed while he underwent life-saving treatment at nearby Christchurch Hospital. And on Wednesday night, the 35-year-old managed to set a new unofficial New Zealand ice bath record of 21 minutes.
For me, this is not about a record, it's just about raising awareness for Ranui House, and we've really done that, and I'm absolutely stoked with the result.
The two-time leukemia survivor admits he's used to facing big challenges. His dreams of representing New Zealand at the Commonwealth Games were dashed when 2 weeks after collapsing during a race in 2013, he was admitted to hospital and diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia, a type of blood cancer.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough diagnosis to hear. I was 23, I was on top of my game physically as one of the top-ranked 800-metre runners in New Zealand, and it hit me hard, it really did. I didn't really understand what leukemia was, what blood cancer was, and unfortunately I'd have to have it twice.
After a second bout of leukemia a few years later, Coman was given just 2 weeks to live. He remembers the people at Ranui as his lifeline, giving him strength and encouragement to battle his illness.
I spent 474 nights here, and I'm so grateful for this establishment, the Bone Marrow Cancer Trust, for having the foresight to set this place up.
Around 40 other hardy dippers joined Coman in the icy 2 degrees water for much shorter dips, helping raise more than $85,000 for the charity. Waimahaka farmer and fellow cancer survivor Cameron Parkinson from Southland was one of the first to sign up.
I just thought it was a great idea to pay it forward and give back to everything they've done for us.
Ranui House provides a place to stay for 1,100 patients and their families each year. In Christchurch, the South today.
The Dunedin City Council are continuing their campaign against hospital cuts, encouraging members of the public to join the cause.
Councillors and the public joining forces in the Octagon today, taking part in a photo op, showing their support for the They Save We Pay campaign. The movement was launched by the council to protest cuts to the new Dunedin hospital build. And now people from the community are stepping forward to voice their concerns.
I definitely feel like they deserve more.
We're prepared to take this further and we'll go to Wellington if we have to, because it is not on.
If we're cutting beds, then where are people in rural areas going to be able to come when they're in need?
People from around the region had their photos taken with a sign quoting the protest slogan, to be used in the ongoing campaign. In Dunedin, the South today.
A ghost town near Greymouth is being brought back to life in a new documentary film. Waiuta is known for its historic abandoned mining village, but thanks to a miner with a passion for photography, the ruin is now revealing its secret past.
Abandoned but not forgotten. The remote historical mining town of Waiuta is these days one of West Coast's best known ghost towns. It's now being given a fresh breath of life thanks to the release of the new documentary film, Joss, the forgotten photographer who saved the town. The project's a collaboration between community group Friends of Waiuta and production company Vision Co. It tells a story of an immigrant miner and photographer based in the small mining town about an hour north of Greymouth.
There were so many shots of Joss Davis in the film and some of his wonderful photographs that somebody says, why don't we do a documentary on Joss Davis?
He had this sort of double life, like he was a miner and he was a photographer. It's funny to watch someone who sort of like wrestled with, passion versus paying the bills.
The production crew used a variety of unconventional methods to try and replicate the distinct photos that Joss produced while living in the old town. The proudly West Coast film had its premiere at Reefton Cinema in mid-March, with plans for the story to have a wider release across the rest of New Zealand in mid-May. In Waiuta, the South today.
Whai Yakane, still to come on the South today. Petrol heads are descending on Dunedin for an event so big an Olympic medalist is swapping 2 wheels for 4. And for lovers of older cars, Southlanders are preparing for the George Begg Classic Car Festival.
They say size matters, but bigger's definitely not better as far as my mate John's concerned. Itty bitty teeny weeny prices. John's taken 40, 50 and even 60% off clearance items, and you can pay it off over 24 months interest-free. The biggest range at the lowest prices. Itty bitty teeny weeny prices.
Where did you get that furniture from? Stafford Street. And my mate John.
Aero, used by Australia's top bowlers with their unique Z-scoop grip that redefines the game. Machined with robotics for unparalleled accuracy, Aero, same line, every time.
Drive away your way with 3 incredible offers on the Honda CR-V Adventure Ready range. Choose from 2.9% finance with 0 deposit, third finance, or lease a new CR-V from just $136 per week. These offers are only available for a limited time, so be in quick. From Honda.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality, stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. Dunedin motorsport fans are in for a treat this weekend as drivers prepare to take part in 2 days of off-road racing. The Otago Rally continues to attract the big names, with a former World Rally driver taking part and an Olympic BMX medalist trying her hand behind the wheel.
Finnish rally driver Mikko Hirvonen churning up some dirt as he gets his first practice run on the Dunedin tracks. This weekend's Otago Rally has drivers coming from all over the world to compete, and even racers from other sports. BMX superstar Sarah Walker is making a much anticipated move from 2 wheels to 4. She was supposed to compete a few years ago, but her Olympic commitments conflicted with the race.
I just begged, please ask me again, because I just really want to try it and give it a go, and to be here is just, I'm just so excited and scared, but mostly excited.
Hirvonen is making his return to New Zealand after nearly 10 years. The former World Rally driver says he's not feeling any pressure, he just wants to send it sideways and enjoy the ride.
And you have the most beautiful roads and stages in the world, so finally when the opportunity came, I was really happy to come and just experience it one more time.
Walker had the chance to hop in the car with Mikko for a ride along during a practice run, keen to learn from the veteran driver.
Taking note of where he was braking and where he was turning in and where he was accelerating out and where he was taking the apex.
The rally shifts into top gear on Friday, with 15 stages being raced across the region, marking the first event of the New Zealand Rally Championship. In Dunedin, the South today.
Vintage cars will be rolling around the streets of Invercargill this weekend as the George Begg Classic Car Festival gets underway. The event builds on Southland's proud motoring history, with organisers hoping to draw a diverse audience to the racetrack and beyond.
Calling all petrol heads and party people, the George Begg Festival is ready to rev up the town. The retro motorsport event kicks off today, featuring vintage wagons in flashy fashion from the 60s and 70s.
Our vision is to really put another great Southland event on the event calendar. We want the George Begg Festival in the long term to be on a par with the Bluff Oyster Festival, the Burt Munro Challenge, the Art Deco Festival up in Napier.
The festival's grown from a classic speed fest in 2020 into a fully fledged retro style festival, offering a wide range of activities for car enthusiasts and families alike.
Is not only plenty of classic racing, but it's also got a really cool carnival atmosphere, a really immersive experience for people.
Alongside the classic on-track racing at Teratonga Park, the festival also features a retro disco, a glamorous dress-up competition, and a mystery scavenger hunt around Southland. There's also food stalls for the crowds, live music and entertainment. More than 100 vehicles are registered for the event, with organisers excited by the response.
We're hoping to kind of get around the 1,000 people mark at the track itself. So pre-sales have been really great, which is really encouraging, and we'd just love more Southlanders to come on out for a day at the track.
The aim is to celebrate a golden age in Kiwi motorsport, with hopes the George Begg Festival can reflect the joy and passion of the Southland motorsport legend it's named after. In Invercargill, the South today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South today. ID Dunedin Fashion Week is underway, with models preparing to strut their stuff back on the railway catwalk. A grey-mouthed man who's beaten cancer twice has broken New Zealand's ice bath record, raising money for Ranui House. And an historical documentary set in the old mining town of Waiuta is celebrating the life of pioneering photographer Joss Divis. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, and we welcome the editor, Barry Stewart. Hello, Barry.
Hello, Hannah.
What can we expect in the
Well,
paper?
we've asked the Health Minister for an assurance that there would be no further cuts to the proposed new Dunedin Hospital.
Great question.
Exactly. So the answer to that, you'll have to read your paper tomorrow.
Okay.
So look forward to that. A young Balclutha girl, former cancer patient, she's assembled all her little toys and big toys, and she hopes to sell that to raise money for Ronald McDonald House, which she obviously spent a fair bit of time in. So it's a touching story. New house consents in Otago have fallen by nearly a half. So that reflects a range of possibilities. So read that story. Big sports lift out it's no bigger than usual, but packed full of good stories. We have comprehensive coverage of the upcoming rounds of club rugby throughout the region. And of course the Otago Motor Rally, which starts Friday, kicks off officially. And of course the Highlanders, we can't forget them, they're playing at the weekend as well.
Yes, away game. All right, thank you for sharing this evening, Barry. And time now for a look at the weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, a trough of low pressure will move over southern districts as we look to the weekend with mild northerly airflow ahead and colder southwesterly airflow arriving for Sunday. Heading to the top of the South Island, freshening northerlies and cloud increasing with a high of 21 in Nelson tomorrow, 19 with nor'easterlies over in Greymouth, and Christchurch looks fine with afternoon winds on an 18-degree day. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago. High cloud and north to northeast winds through here tomorrow. By numbers, expect 18 in both Ashburton and Timaru and a cloudy 17 down in Oamaru. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes. Well, looking good as we come over here with 19 degrees apiece and freshening northerlies in Wanaka, Queenstown and Alexandra. Heading further south. Cloudy with northerlies and 20 degrees in Balclutha and Gore tomorrow. The Catlins looking much the same, but won't quite make that 20-degree mark, instead heading for a high of 17. And down to the deep south. Fine tonight with 7 degrees down in Invercargill. Up to 21 tomorrow with cloud and warm nor'easterlies before some late rain. And Saturday comes with cloud, showers and fresh nor'westerlies and up to 18 as the high. And finally, heading to Dunedin. Cloudy tonight and dropping to 8 degrees. Then more cloud tomorrow, but that'll break in the afternoon, bringing sunshine and changing winds. The high will be 16 degrees. And Saturday's where it really starts to warm up. After some morning rain and strong northerlies, it'll be a lovely afternoon with light winds and a high of 24 degrees. And that's the news this Thursday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. You can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. And you can also now follow us on Facebook. Just search for the South Today NZ to see our favourite stories from around the regions. We'll see you again tomorrow. Ka kite o pōpō.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.